The little girl's shoes were too big for her feet, frayed at the edges and soaked from a day of walking streets that never seemed to care, and as she stood there trembling, clutching her mother's thin arm, she didn't know the word millionaire, didn't know destiny, didn't know miracles, she only knew fear, hunger, and the sound of her mother's breathing growing weaker with every passing minute. The woman lay slumped against the cold concrete wall, skin pale, lips dry, eyes half closed, her body exhausted from days without proper food, nights without sleep, and months without hope, while the city rushed past them as if suffering were invisible, and the girl, barely 5, felt something snap inside her chest, a courage born from desperation, pushing her tiny legs forward until she stood in front of a stranger who had just stopped on the sidewalk, a man with tired eyes and a clean jacket, holding a bottle of water, and in a voice that shook but did not break she said, "Sir, please help." My mom, not knowing that those words would collide with a past the man had buried under wealth, silence, and regret. The man froze, because he had heard business pitches worth millions spoken with less honesty than that plea, and when he looked past the girl and saw the woman on the ground, memories slammed into him, memories of his own mother collapsing in a factory years ago while people walked by, memories of being a poor boy who had begged once and been ignored, and for a moment, all his money, his cars, his guarded life meant nothing. He crouched down, offered the water, spoke gently, but the woman barely stirred, and the girl watched his every movement like he was the last door left in a burning house, and when he asked if they had eaten, she shook her head, shame flooding her eyes even though she had done nothing wrong, and something inside the man decided, quietly but firmly, that he would not walk away, not today, not ever again. He called for help, stayed until the ambulance arrived, rode with them despite protests, paid without questions, argued with doctors who tried to dismiss the woman as just another case, and when the girl fell asleep clutching his sleeve in the hospital hallway, he realized his life had been built on numbers but this moment was built on meaning. Days passed, and the woman survived, fragile but alive, waking to see a stranger beside her daughter's bed, and when she tried to apologize, he stopped her, telling her she owed him nothing, because in truth he owed that child everything. Her courage had reopened a part of him he thought was dead. He arranged housing, food, schooling, medical care, but never told them who he really was, never mentioned the companies, the fortune, the headlines, because he wanted their trust, not their gratitude. And the girl slowly began to smile again, her laughter filling rooms that once echoed with fear, while the woman regained strength, pride, and purpose. And one evening, as the sun painted the city gold, the man finally told them the truth, not to impress, but to explain why he could help, and the woman cried, not because of the money, but because a stranger had seen them when the world had looked away. That night, the man went home to a mansion that felt smaller than ever, knowing his life had changed more than theirs, knowing that success without compassion was just another kind of poverty. And as the story of that chance meeting spread, it reminded everyone who heard it that miracles often arrive disguised as strangers and that one small voice can change everything. If this story moved you, if you believe kindness still matters and that hope can rise from the hardest streets, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every subscription helps us share more stories that inspire, heal, and remind us what it truly means to be human.